G'day folks, this is the second video in my tour around Europe in a motorhome. If you missed the first one, click the link and check that out first. In this video I'm going to talk to you about the 10 days that I spent in Bosnia and Herzegovina as I do a bit of a shakedown tour of the camper. Stick around, I'll tell you all about travelling through Bosnia, and stick to the end because I've got a new costing model to show what it cost me for the time I was in Bosnia. Check it out. Morning everyone. So today's my drive out from Camp Bukovic. Yeah, Bukovic. Terrible at pronouncing words. I've really got to work on that. Been here for 5 nights. Fantastic place. It's pouring with rain today. So I'm hoping to drive south of the rain, at least for a little while. I think I actually get a bit more when I get to my next campsite. Today, it's basically just drive down to my next campsite, but I'm going to go via Banya Luka. Pretty cool looking fortress there that if the rain breaks, you might go for a bit of a stroll around and check that out. So I'll show you that if I get there, unless it's raining. So anyway, I'll try and grab a bit of footage as I'm driving along, give you a bit of an idea of the roads around this space. So stick around. So the thing I really like about driving in Bosnia is the incredible diversity of roads. You've got these awesome little country laneways like this, where you drop your wheels off to the side and you're sinking in some serious mud on a rainy day like this. So it's hairy, but then you get your motorways. Now, motorways in the heavy rain have a speed limit to accommodate the rain, and this guy flying past me is well and truly doubling it. Then when the rain's off, the motorways are really pretty nice. It's actually quite a good country as far as the motorways go. But as you'll see as we get further into the video, some of the roads get pretty damn crazy. It's probably worth at this point mentioning a design flaw in this particular motorhome. The skylight directly above the driver's compartment has a recess into the module, so there's a pool of water that sits directly above your head. Every time you hit your brakes, if you've been driving in the rain, even like now where it's nice and dry, that pool of water comes pouring over your windscreen and blinds you. What you're going to hear now is a little bit of a startled screech from the tollway attendant. Oh no, sorry. Sorry. So basically what happened is, as I'm pulling up, the water pool has poured over my windscreen. I've hit my windscreen wipers so I could see where the hell I was going just as she opened the toll window. And of course, she copped the entire splash of all that water. She was drenched. I feel bad, but it was funny. So guys, the great plan of going and checking out the fortress in Banya Luka didn't work out. Talk about congestion in traffic, and the so-called big car park, the 2 new big car parks right beside Banya Luka's fortress. Well, I mean, they're far from big. I mean, you probably fit, if you follow the actual markings, probably fit maybe 30 to 40 cars in there. They were double parked all over the place, including just parking just in the intersections inside the car park. So that made it really interesting for me to get this bloody great thing out of the car park once I got in there. But anyway, so off we go. Not sure if I'll try and stop anywhere else at all now. I think I'll just keep going, head all the way down. Should get to my next campsite at around about 3:30. Got to be honest though, if I see a roadside one of those motorway cafes, I might stop for a bit of food. Got to find a supermarket too. Pretty much depleted all my stocks in the last camp up, or campsite. So supermarkets and a roadside cafe would be a pretty good thing right about now. Just while I'm driving along, I just wanted to show you some of the roads I was travelling along. The roads on the way to Lake Rama from the north of Bosnia are amazing. The scenery is incredible. You drive through a number of gorges, or maybe it's just one really long gorge, but it felt like it was more than one. The cliff faces are a little bit on the scary side, both when they're above you and below you. Sometimes the road gets really close to the edge. Sometimes the overhang from the cliffs is so low that you have to wonder whether or not you're actually going to hit it. You're obviously not, because big 40-seater and 50-seater coaches travel along this road. But check this out. The other thing that's really interesting is the tunnels. You travel through tunnels, after tunnels, after tunnels, and some of those tunnels are really modern. Some of them look like someone chipped away with a pickaxe to get them there. And literally, some of those really old ones, it actually rains inside the tunnel as the seepage comes through. So check this travelling footage out, and then we'll get to Lake Rama. As we travel into Lake Rama as well, it's worth taking notice of the awesome little village that you drive through. It's just really picturesque. Okay, so this is my new campsite for the next few nights. Right beside this hydroelectric lake dam. As you can see, the water level is a long way out. Apparently, normally the water level will come up to a bit up those steps. So that'll be in the summer. So beautiful outlook. It's going to be incredibly cold over the next few days. It's getting down to the minuses. So the old gas heater is going to be working its butt off. Little facilities there. There's a room there that you can just go in and chill out in. Toilet and bathrooms there. Really, really nice looking. Still working on a few things here. It's obviously a brand spanking new place and it's in development. So taking a little bit of time to get all that stuff sorted, but good on him. He's opened up as soon as he could. So grey water slots are over there. Blackwater's actually up there. That new building at the end there is going to be another toilet and bathroom and laundry space. So yeah, there you go. There'll be more coming from this spot. I'll have to work out what I can explore around the area. To be honest, after the last several hours of driving, I'm done with driving for a few days. Oh, check this out. Check it out. That's awesome. Take a photo of that later on. So yeah, you will have seen some of the videos just now about the roads I was on. Some seriously crazy roads and some seriously crazy driving. So I'm going to park it up here for at least a couple of nights, probably longer to be honest, because I want to wait out the cold weather before I go driving again, because I don't really want to drive in snow if it snows. So anyway, that's me. I'm going to go and unpack my shopping that I did down at a little town as I drove through. Didn't take notice of a town there. And grab myself a beer. So in my earlier video from yesterday when I arrived at this camp up, I mentioned how low this lake was.
if you have a look, you can see there where the line of the high water line is, and you can see where the actual water is. Now, interestingly enough, just over there on that distant point, when I arrived yesterday, there were 2 fingers of little peninsulas of land that came out from that are now completely underwater. That's how much it rained last night. Given how big this dam is, because it goes a long way, it goes all around the corner here and all, and it rained enough in one night. Well, there's probably catchment from the last couple of days coming in as well, but still, it teemed down last night. It was awesome. The thunder and the lightning. This is great. I love this kind of winter storm. In Australia, we get summer storms. You don't get a lot of winter storms. So, I'm loving this winter stuff. The guy who runs this place actually sent me a message saying, how'd you sleep? It was a pretty stormy night. I'm going, I slept like a baby. Thunder, lightning, heavy rain. Perfect. Anyway, I'm going to stay one more night here. Check out the buildings over there, by the way. I can't zoom in on direct view, but some pretty cool village style buildings. Anyway, what was I saying? I'm going to stay one more night, then I'm going to head over to Mostar. Probably going to stay there for 2 or 3 days, and then I'm just going to make little short hops to various little heritage areas, because I still enjoy the slow style of travel. I don't need to burn from one point to another now that I'm out of Schengen. So yeah, another night here. There's not a lot to do here in the winter. It's not really winter now, it's spring, but not a lot to do in the spring because it's obviously a pretty big water sport area. It would be absolutely incredible in the summer, but I reckon it'd be crowded too, because every man and his dog would come here in the summer for their summer holidays. Maybe in the early autumn might be the better time. So even over there you can see, I don't know if you can see it on the video, but just about there is about 3 or 4 little, I don't know, paddle boats or something halfway up that bank. So yeah, if you're looking for somewhere to come at any time of year, it's great. Look at the difference. Beautiful blue sky, a little bit of cloud over there, dark cloud. By the way, again, I've got some other footage, but on those hills just over there, lots of snow, which is actually one of the reasons I chose to stop here. Don't really want to drive in the snow. Actually don't have snow chains. Shh, don't tell anyone. Only because I didn't realise I needed them. And I haven't quite worked out where to buy them from. But yeah, I'll have to get some very, very shortly, because it's a bit of a rule. You can get a fine, and I don't want to get a fine. Also, I don't want to be a problem. So, but yeah, if you wanted to stay here any time of year, this would definitely be a place to come. Anyway, that's probably it for me for the short little video for today, and I'll do some more tomorrow from either the travel or the destination of Mostar.
So I actually got lost on the way to Mostar, which was kind of funny because the GPS brought me on the wrong side of the river. Coincidentally, I happened to pull up outside a different camping place that I'd actually chosen not to stay at. I've looked to my left across the river and I've spotted what looked like a fairly familiar motorhome sitting in a campsite. And sure enough, as I drive in around the corner here, you'll be able to see the motorhome of Mark and Amanda, the people I met in the north of Bosnia, sitting right there. So that was really cool. We got to catch up again, which we'll do again a bit more in my travels, our travels. But yeah, this is a campsite in Mostar, and got to explore an extremely cool old town. Check this out. So, situated on the Neretva River, Mostar is the 5th largest city in Bosnia and Herzegovina. It's also the historical capital of Herzegovina. The city has been known as Mostar since approximately 1474. There's been numerous other settlements and a couple of other cities on the site, dating way back into history. Including back into Roman times and beyond. The city's most famous for its bridge called Stari Most, which was built by the Ottomans in 1566. It's a beautiful bridge. Sadly, the original bridge was destroyed during the Croat-Bosnijak War in 1993, but it was rebuilt with UNESCO funding in 2004. So what you see now is a rebuilt version, but it's a replica in every way, and it's a beautiful sight. It would be a big mistake, though, to just think of the bridge when you think about the architectural and historic value of Mostar. The city is absolutely littered with amazing history and amazing architectural structures. Well and truly worth a visit to spend a bit of time, sit in a restaurant, look down the river and enjoy the history of Mostar.
Just a quick apology in advance if there's a bit of traffic noise behind me on this video. Would you believe it, the one time I decide to set up and do some recording is when everybody decides they need to drive around the area. So it's been dead quiet for the last 2 days, and now all of a sudden there's a car every 30 seconds. Apologies, hopefully it doesn't disturb things too much. So as promised, I'm going to do a new breakdown of my costings now. The file you'll see on the side here beside me. Similar principles, but just more detail. So let's kick it off with travel-related expenses to start with. So in travel-related expenses, I'm including things like costs for accommodation of park-ups, tours, any flights if I have done any flights, although that's going to be pretty rare, and any other costs associated with the physical activity of travel. So on that note, accommodation. During my time in Bosnia, I stayed in 3 separate campsites. The first one was Camp Bukovica, which I've talked about. That I was there for 5 nights, and it was 173 Australian dollars for the 5 nights. The second one was Camp Bosnijak on the shores of Lake Rama. Beautiful place. I only stayed there for 2 nights because the weather was absolutely terrible, but that's because of the time of year, not because of the place. $45 for those 2 nights. Then my final one was 3 nights in Mostar. What an amazing city, as I've mentioned in the video already. $106 for 3 nights. Other transportation costs, well, there was only one. In Mostar, I met up with, as I've probably already mentioned, Mark and Amanda, and the 3 of us all went into the old city, and it was a reasonable old walk in for an old guy like me, so we caught a cab back, and so that was $17 for the cab. Actually, it was a little bit more than that, but that's my share of it. I split it with Mark and Amanda. The only other travel-related cost for my time in Bosnia was for tolls on the toll roads, and there were 2 tolls on the time I was there, and in total that was $31. All of these costs, of course, are in Australian dollars. The next item is vehicle-related costs, and the first thing to say is when I've been putting in the cost for fuel, I haven't, I don't know why I didn't. I've got to fix this. It'll start from July because it's too far into June now, but I haven't been taking notice of costs for miles per gallon and cost per kilometre, all that sort of stuff. So this is just a pure cost for fuel, and it was $184 for diesel for the time I was there. The other catching point with the fuel cost is for the first few months, I don't know again why I didn't think of this, but I was incorporating the costs of diesel and the cost of gas into the same thing. Of course, gas is what I'm using for cooking, heating, those refrigerator, those sorts of things. So that $184 is not just diesel, it's also probably about $20 worth of gas. Now, unfortunately, as I've mentioned in my first video, there was a pretty big vehicle-related cost. That was because I'm a bit of a genius and managed to lock myself out. So 266 Australian dollars for a locksmith to get me back into my camper. Now, in living expenses, eating out was an interesting one for Bosnia because everywhere I went, like Camp Bukovica, Camp Bosnijak, they were all miles away from anywhere you might eat out. No restaurants anywhere in range. So that's why it looks like I've been a bit stingy on the eating out. It's just because I wasn't anywhere where you could eat out. So it was a roaring $27 for eating out for the 10 days. Flip side to that, of course, is I was cooking in. Now, There's always going to be a bit of a sliding scale on this, because you will have bought things in 1 month and still have them in the next month. But overall, for the time I was in Bosnia, I spent a total of $253 on groceries. You'll also notice a household items tab there. There's nothing to report for the time I was in Bosnia. Most of the things that go into household items are things like setup costs and furniture items that I might have had to buy. There'll be a separate video talking about the costs associated with setting up in the motorhome, and then as I go through and buy things from time to time, they'll be included in those months. The other recurring living expense is going to be my internet or my eSIM connection. This month it was a bit expensive. Well, this it was for a month, so it's $61 for the month, of which 10 days was in Bosnia. The reason it was so expensive is I was still using the Europass eSIMs, which are a bit more expensive, but really useful if you're crossing borders frequently. When you're in a country for a month or a longer period of time, you simply flick to the country-specific eSIM.
Okay, so that's it for Bosnia for this video, guys. Thanks very much for watching. Drop a comment down below if there's anything you'd like me to specifically address in future videos as I travel around various countries. Cheers, guys. Catch you later.